Okay, welcome to this session, introduction to data analysis with Python. Python is a very big ecosystem and is one of the most prominent programming language. With knowledge of Python, there's a lot you can do, there's a lot you can achieve if you know Python very well. As a matter of fact, Python is now the leading way in data science. Is the leading programming language in data science, and I think knowledge of Python is quite necessary for anyone thinking anything about data science or data analysis in any way. So that's why I made it compulsory that we must treat Python. Python is very big. If we continue Python, where Python is taking us is very far. So a lot of us are just following Python. We don't know where we're heading to because all these AIs we are seeing today doing all sorts of things, these are product of Python. And you see machine learning, these are all product of Python. Python is very, very strong, very, very powerful. Well, let's just get started from the introduction. So many of us might not have heard about Python before. Some of us might have been using it. Wherever you are, whether you are joining, you are hearing Python for the first time, or you have been using Python before, we are starting from the scratch so everybody can follow. The Python we are seeing Python not just as a programming language. We are not dealing with Python as a programming language. We are dealing with Python on how to use Python to do our work as data analysts. So I'm sharing my screen so we can look at our notes. So this is our table of content we're going to follow for this Python. So here we have general introduction to Python. Try to understand what Python is all about, benefits of data analysis with Python, industry organization where Python is used, and Python libraries for data analysis. As a matter of fact, like this, that Python have a very large library. Well, we just cut out the one that is affecting us here, which is the library for data analysis. Then we equally have tools for data analysis with Python. We are going to do the installation, and we'll have live application, real world application of Python, how we can start using Python for cleaning, transformation, data aggregation, and visualization. This is all we plan to achieve within this topic called data analysis with Python. So let's get started with the introductions and let's just understand what Python is all about within the context of data analysis, because there's a lot we can do with Python. There's a lot of application you can use Python to build a lot of application. You know, so many applications we are using today, they are built on Python. So many applications we are built on PHP. So many of them on JavaScript. It's all you can do with all this programming language. But Python, one thing that makes Python very powerful and distinguish Python from others, that there are so many other things we can do with Python that other programming languages cannot do. So data analysis is the process of collecting, organizing, interpreting, and visualizing data to extract meaningful insights for decision making. Python, with its vast ecosystem of libraries, provide an efficient and user-friendly way to perform data analysis. So why do we use Python for data analysis? Why? Python is one of the most widely used programming languages in data science due to its simplicity, versatility, and efficiency. You know, one big advantage of Python is that everything about Python, the libraries, the ecosystem, is open source, is free. Unlike now, we know that Power BI is very powerful. You need to pay at some point to start making use of all these, even Tableau, all of them. They are not just free. You need to pay. Excel as well. All of us know that you need to pay, but Python is free. It's a very free technology, and it's very powerful. It has powerful building libraries for data manipulation, visualization, and machine learning. There's a lot of libraries built into Python. So most of these programming languages, they have a lot of libraries built in them that will help you to do your work or achieve whatever you want to achieve. Like if you go to JavaScript have got so much library, so many of them, like React and the rest of them, so many libraries, just like Python as well. Python integrates well with SQL, big data framework, and cloud program, making it a preferred choice for data analysts. So you can easily integrate Python with other big technologies like SQL databases and big data framework, even cloud platform, cloud technology. So Python is very versatile. It's because it's a programming language. So these are steps in data analysis using Python. You can use Python for data collection, gathering data from various sources such as CSV, Excel, databases, API, and even web scraping. You can use data Python to do all this. You can connect Python to all this and capture information you want to capture. Which other tools like Power BI as well have that kind of functionalities. Then data cleaning and processing. You can use data Python for handling missing values, correcting errors, and transforming data for analysis. We have what we call exploratory data analysis, EDA, understanding data through summary statistics and visualization. Python is very good for this as well. Then we have data transformation and aggregation, filtering, grouping, and summarizing data for deeper insight. This is one of the things Python can do very well as well. Data visualization, using charts, graphs to interpret trend and pattern. You can use Python to do all these things. Statistical and predictive analysis, applying statistical method and machine learning model, and this is for decision making. Python is very good. So you can see why Python is well respected in the industry, you know. So a lot of data analysts try to shy away from Python, but I have to be very honest with you. I'm a very honest person. If you want to keep progressing and because this is a journey. If you are interested, if you are serious with your journey, you try to get to the climax of your journey. You need to understand Python in order to become a full-fledged data analyst. The other one we have called R programming, but it is not as popular as Python. That's why I'm not going to go into R programming. I've tried to explore everything. Maybe the R programming, I've used R programming to do a lot of work, but that's just on exploratory, not just that the company want to use it. I just want to know it on my own. And that's why I go in to learn R programming. But they are not that popular, but Python is quite popular. Company uses it more especially for research and some big corporations. But most organizations, like 60% of the organization, they end in just Power BI or using Tableau. So that is all the areas we can use like data. We've listed them. So let's look at benefits. Wow, what are the benefits? We have a lot of benefits like simplicity and readability. Python has a simple and intuitive syntax, making it easy for beginners to learn and use. Code readability, reduce error and enhance collaboration among analysts and developers. I want to make this that if you are not, if you don't know anything about Python before, yes, with the way my lecture notes, you can still do something, but I will advise that maybe later on, you can go and start. It's not too difficult. They teach it in the university these days, and that basic, a lot of people you can learn it. It's not that too, some of this programming, it's just about dedication. Just start from where I'm advising that if you not be using it before, just try to start learning this programming Python, because it's very important, not just to come and use it for data and I, but try to understand the basics of Python. Okay, large collection of libraries. Large collection of libraries. Python have very big, large ecosystem of libraries. And some of them here will have NumPy for numerical computation. We'll have Pandas. Pandas is very good for data cleaning, manipulation. And we'll have Matplotlib and Seaborn. These are the libraries for data visualization. And then we'll have a scikit-learn for machine learning, and we'll have SQL Alchemy and This is for database integration, like if trying to integrate your Python with database, SQL database, to be getting data from there. This is the library that will help you to do that. So the library is quite big, and yeah, we're going to explore all of them. High performance and scalability. Python can handle large data set efficiently. It supports parallel computing and integrates with high performing computing framework. So Python is very, very scalable. Well, I mean scalable, you can see what Python, all this intimidation everybody is getting today with AI, everything is about Python. All this intimidation is coming from Python. It's highly scalable. Open source and community support. Python is free and has massive community of developers contributing to the improvement. There's some people, research institutes, research centers constantly contributing to this open source. You see, that is why IT is good for everybody, more especially the poor people. IT have come to help the poor people. If the poor people really know the importance of IT, because all these are open source. If, like, for instance, this Python is like a natural resources like petroleum, gold, a lot of other people will not get this. But in this case, all this is open source, and they keep on developing it, they keep on adding. This, we're talking about community of developers. You are talking about professors from Harvard University, Cambridge, Oxford. They are working day and night contributing to the development of this ecosystem. And it's free. Everybody can tap from it. You can tap from it and become whatever you want. You can tap from it, develop whatever technology you want or application you want to develop. It's free. All you need is ability to go down and learn. So it's free. You don't need to pay, just like you need to pay for some of these applications we are using to do our work. This one is open source. We have thousands of tutorials, documentations, and forums. Make it easy to get help. Free. If you join some of the communities, you see thousands of tutorials. If you go to YouTube, people keep on contributing. IT is one thing that is, I've gone to, I've seen a lot of powerful tutorials for beginners who don't know anything about Python, for you to just get to start to even get the knowledge of Python. There's a lot of good tutorials out there. So, and the community keep on growing. Versatility and integration. Python works with SQL databases, Excel file, API, and cloud platforms. It can be integrated into business intelligence tools like Power BI and Tableau. So, meaning that, you see, it can equally work with SQL, it works with Excel, it works with Power BI as well, and Tableau. So it's very versatility. It mingles around very well. Automation and reproducibility. Python enable automation and repetitive tasks such as data cleaning and report generation. Jupyter Notebook allow analysts to document and share their analysis step by step. So We are still coming to the tools. We'll come to that. So then we have compatibility with AI and machine learning. And this is where Python finishes everybody here. At this point, everybody becomes a learner because nobody knows where the Python is taking us. So Python is the leading language for artificial intelligence. All this AI we've seen, AI, every AI, all these Chat GPT, these Google Gemini, what's the one for Microsoft? All these AIs, even the Facebook, Meta AI, they're all products of Python. And you see these corporations, they are plugging into they are putting in a lot of money into this. And is revolutionary, bringing a revolution into our workplace today. I don't know if some of you knows where this Chat GPT has gone so much, it has gone so far. What I mean so far, it's gone so far because so many of us are just seeing it as a generative AI, generative. It has gone beyond that. It has gone to the extent that it can become a workplace where people can log in and start working, producing reports. A team, even the organization, they have come to the organization, they have an enterprise. It's no longer free. If you come to some of these, their premium version these days, they have what we call per month. You just $200 a month subscription, or $200 subscription, just 1 month for team. And you should know what that means. The kind of quality report, work environment is provided, and all these things are Python. So the world is taking us further, and in combination with machine learning. So I said, I don't know where it's taking us, but I believe it's taking us somewhere good. That's all I can say. Analysts can transition smoothly from basic data analysis to predictive modeling. So if you plan to make a good career in data science, this is a pathway for you to become a full-fledged data scientist. Okay, let's look at organizations where Python is used for data analysis. We have so many of them here, starting from banking, banking and finance, use cases, risk analysis, risk assessment, fraud detection, stock market analysis, customer segmentation. You see, this is where companies use in banking, modern banking, not like our own banking. Nigerian banking, we're not trying at all, because even to provide us with basic banking services, we can't do that. So when we talk about banking, global banking, we use Python for this risk assessment, fraud detection. So many people we use in stock markets, all these some big forex traders. So many of all these banks we are seeing, like JP Morgan, all of them, they are into stock trading, forex trading. That's what they do. That's what they make their money. And they use tools like Python like this to, manipulate the market, understand the market better. So the companies here, we have JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America. These are really taking advantage of these technologies. Then we have healthcare and pharmaceutical use cases, patient data analysis, drug discovery, and medical research. We have companies like Pfizer, Mayo Clinic, and Roche. These are big companies that leverage the power of Python to grow their corporation. We have retail and e-commerce use cases is sales forecasting, recommendation system, customer segment analysis, and this is where Amazon, you see Amazon is, these are why all these companies, they keep growing, because they are taking advantage of these technologies, taking advantage of the technologies of Walmart, eBay. At times, once you visit Amazon and you click a product, everywhere you go, you see that product will continue to follow you. The product will continue to appear on your every day. If you go to, because you clicked on a product on Amazon, if you go to Facebook, you see the product there. If you go to Twitter, the product will be following you everywhere, because they know you have indicated interest in that product, and that product will start following you. These are what they use all these technologies like Python to do. And we have marketing and advertising and use cases, customer segmentation, A/B testing, company performance analysis, and here you see Google comes in. You see Google ad everywhere. This is where Google, all this magic you see Google is doing is technology like Python that is helping them to do all this. Facebook, HubSpot, these are companies that are taking advantage of Python in their marketing and their advertisement. Then we have government and policy making, public sector data analysis, crime rate trend, economic analysis, organizations like UK government, World Bank, United Nations, United States of America, and so many. And I don't think Nigeria is using it, because if we are using this kind of technologies, I don't think we should be where we are. So just saying the truth. And to have technology and artificial intelligence, then we have use cases like predictive modeling, chatbot, automation system, and we have Google, we have Tesla, Microsoft. Companies take advantage of this technology a lot. Then we have energy and manufacturing. We have use cases here for predictive maintenance, energy consumption analysis, supply chain optimization, and General Electric, Shell, and Siemens. These are big corporations that are using Python in this direction. So, takeaway, data analysis with Python allows businesses to make data-driven decisions. Python is fast, flexible, and scalable, making it a preferred tool in various industries. Like you see, all this I'm talking about giant corporations. Although so many small and medium enterprises might not be able to use this, because for you to use this very well, you must have some level of where your infrastructure you put in place to help it to work very well. So organization in finance, healthcare, e-commerce, marketing, and AI rely on Python for analytics. And the rich ecosystem of library makes Python all in one tool for data analysis. So I'm just trying to see we can cover a lot and get some practical done. So try to cover the note. Maybe tomorrow we'll start the practical aspect of it. But everything I'm trying to cover, don't take it for granted. They are very, very important. It's kind of because if you want to be serious with this data analysis and equally transit to become a data scientist, which is very easy if you are serious, you know, very easy. That's why I'm trying to lay this foundation for you to understand where you are going, where you are coming from, where you are going, and things that will help you. So all this, everything is just like an extraction of what we need to know. Everything here is very, very good. Something's very juicy. We need to know it very well. So if you have to pay attention, this particular note is well crafted for us. Then overview of Python libraries for data analysis. It's important to pay attention to these libraries, because if you do not understand the libraries, if you just jump into data Python, you might get lost. You might not know which one to use or how to use or the purpose for them. Or you might be hearing some of these names, you might not know what they mean. Sometimes you hear some people who say NumPy, Pandas. Some people might think Pandas, they are tools like Power BI, or NumPy, they are tools, or Matplotlib, they are tools like Power BI. No, all these things are libraries. Libraries create some of the basic, small tools that will help you to do the work. We have NumPy. We've captured it briefly earlier. Numerical computing and handling multi-dimensional array. Panda, data manipulation and analysis. This, we see the way we clean data. We use Excel to clean data before we start visualizing. We see the way we clean data with Power BI, data cleaning and transformation. Pandas is the main, that is what we use for this data cleaning. Cleaning missing values, repetitive columns, rows. This is what this is very powerful. It's a very powerful library. Then we have Matplotlib. This is for data visualization, help to create charts. This kind of charts we use, like if you go to Power BI, we remember this kind of charts, line charts for visualization. In Python, this library will give you the functionalities to create all these. Then we have Seaborn. This Seaborn will help you for advanced visualization. You see this as advanced statistical data visualization. Like you see this something like scatter plot and more advanced visualization. Seaborn will give you the functionalities to do that. And then we'll have scikit-learn, and this is for machine learning and predictive analysis. These are all libraries. And StatModel for statistical analysis and hypothesis testing, SQL Alchemy, connecting and querying database, Beautiful Soup and Scrappy for web scraping for data collection. So you see, these are all the library, because at some point in Python, you'll see some of all these analysis, you just go scrape the web and clean it up and do the analysis. Python is very powerful. Although you can equally use Power BI to do scraping as well. So NumPy is for number, is for computing. Its library is used for numerical computation, particularly for handling multi-dimensional arrays and matrices. It's much faster than Python building lists and provide powerful mathematical function. So this is just for kind of mathematical computation in Python. And if you go to Excel, if you remember, we have functions. We use functions to perform this kind of activity in Excel. And if you go to Power BI, we'll have something like what is it? DAX. So this is what NumPy provides us with, that mathematical aspects of numerical computing. So the features have efficient multi-dimensional arrays, mathematical and statistical function, broadcasting, random number generation, linear algebra, and matrix operation. And if you want to install it, this is just for installation. We're coming to all those things later. For installation, just in Python, if you want to install all these libraries in the tools we are going to talk about later, is just pip install numpy, and it will install. And you say import numpy as np. That's how we install it, and you start working on your system. So working with NumPy arrays, creating NumPy arrays, you can use this syntax to do that. For basic operation, this is what you can use. And reshaping and slicing, this kind of syntax you can use as well. So I'm not going to go, because there's no need of just I'll be fast script on this area, because we can't do it any of this practical now until we get our Jupyter notebook and Jupyter Lab installed and set up. So this is Pandas. What is Pandas? Pandas is Python data analysis library used for manipulating data structure like table or spreadsheet. It introduces two primary data structure. Number one is a series, and the other one is data frame. So to install Because all these libraries, you need to install them. You need to install them before you can start using them in your Python. If you do not install them, there's no way you can use them. So to install NumPy, you just pip install pandas. And then to import is import pandas as PD. So creating and manipulating data frame, these are the kind of syntax you will use for creating and manipulating. And loading data from CSV file, this is because everything with Python is not like Power BI or Tableau or Excel where you have tab where you click and it will take you there to get, like if you want to load data on any of the other tools we use, all we need is a click. But in Python, everything you need to write it, you need a script, you need a syntax you need to write and run it before it will get you to where you need to get all these things. So for loading, this is the syntax, general syntax. Selecting and filtering data, you need syntax like this. So everything is using languages. Handling missing data, this is the kind of syntax we use to handle missing languages. Data aggregation, this is the syntax. And then we come to matplotlib data visualization. Matplotlib is a plotting library used to create basic visualization like line charts, bar charts, and histogram. Installing, or even this need installation before it can work as well. So to install matplotlib, we need pip install matplotlib, and to import it just like we did for others. Creating simple line plots, we need syntax like this. And yeah, until we get there, we'll start doing it practical. We'll see how it will, but this is the kind of syntax we need to get these things done. And then Seaborn is an advanced data visualization. Seaborn is an advanced visualization library built on top of matplotlib. It provides beautiful statistical plots. And installing it, just like others, is pip install Seaborn. And to import is import Seaborn as SNS. And if you want to create like a histogram, this is the kind of syntax we need. Then we have scikit-learn, and this is for machine learning for data analysis. It's a powerful machine learning library used in predictive modeling, clustering and classification, and regression analysis. And to install them, the same way we install the other libraries using pip. And the key takeaway here is we've known the basic libraries we are going to use as data analysts using Python. We have these basic libraries, we've known them. So, and it's used like every library now. You cannot say we don't know the libraries we are going to use for data analysis. You should know them. That's why I try to streamline them. And what every library does. NumPy is used for numerical computing and working with arrays. And Pandas is used for data manipulation, cleaning, and aggregation. So we really need these pandas so much in our work, like pandas and matplotlib, because if we are going to be collecting data, cleaning them, visualizing them, we need them a lot. So that is all these libraries are here for. And we've covered 2 lessons today, and that is a good one. So tomorrow we are going to start another lesson, which is going to be on the tools for data analysis with Python, and installing and setting up, where we are going to talk about Jupyter Notebook and Jupyter Lab. We're equally going to talk about alternatives of these Jupyter Notebooks, such as Google Colab and Anaconda. So these are what we are going to be talking about tomorrow. These are the tools. Just like you open up your Power BI, you start working on your Power BI, this is the tools. These tools are what called code editors in Python. Jupyter Notebook is the code editor. So, but all of them are free. We don't need to pay anything to use all these. We will have very powerful, over time we'll be using Jupyter Notebook, but we'll have an innovation of Jupyter Notebook called Jupyter Lab. But we have another Colab environment created by library, kind of Python workplace where you can collaborate, different developers or different can collaborate and work on this particular project. So, and Anaconda is a big ecosystem where we have all the tools about data analysis and everything, all the tools we need in one place. Anaconda is very powerful, but we don't have time to go into this tonight. So we're going to start from the tools. So tonight we cover the basic introductory aspect of Python, where Python, how organizations use Python, all these big corporations, different industry where they use Python, example of companies that are using Python in different capacity. We've seen different libraries that can help you to, do your work as a data analyst, from statistic, mathematical, which is NumPy, Pandas, which is data cleaning and data transformation, and Matplotlib and Seaborn for data visualization, creating different beautiful visuals. So this is where we are going to end it for tonight. So sorry, I tried to capture a lot at a go. We need it because of we don't have so much time, So yeah, if you have questions, we still have time to listen to your question. Mr. Kuka.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Charles. It's been a very interesting time discussing this Python thing. So my question is this. I took note of a point where you were talking about the uses, particularly around the finance and banking space. You mentioned that in Nigeria, in our client, the Python is not used to more like improve banking services to customers, unlike what we have in the developed or more developed world like the US and the UK. So could you just like give us a scenario where, like, okay, there is something they are doing in the UK or in the US that they are not doing here that we can relate to as a result of
Okay,
using
okay.
Python?
Number one is fraud detection. Number one, I have a friend of mine that 2.5 million just disappeared from her account, and up till now, she lost that money. No trace, no nothing. And so many countless of that. It doesn't here, it's very difficult for money to just disappear from your account. You receive a lot of, before anything, you already get a lot from your bank or this. There are some certain things your bank will not even approve it. If your bank, on any even devices, a strange device wants to access your account, is not going to work. Strange device. You know, but how can 2 million just leave somebody's account without any trace? It's not, and you see a lot of, money laundering, the amount of money disappearing, all these politician money will be disappearing anyhow. How can we not be detecting all this money laundering? The money will disappear and nobody talk about it. Nobody can trace it, no nothing. It's not possible now. It's not possible. I know a lot of people have lost a lot of money. And this is just small boys, little crime. All these small boys just learning Yahoo, and they cannot even be contained. If they are using all this, they should be able to detect all this fraud. That is number one. So many of all these big banks you see, they are into heavy stock trading. Are you getting it? Into heavy stock trading. I study finance. I have first degree in banking and finance, and I equally studied even before I ventured. So I know somehow so many of these banks, what they are doing. They are into heavy forex trading. This is what they do. And they don't lose money like that because they leverage these powerful technologies. They predict the market and predict it very well. All this, a lot of tools to manipulate these forex markets. They have it that they trade and make profits. Well, in our own case, how many are we into so many banks do we have investment bank here in our, how many these banks in Nigeria go into this kind of heavy trading? They don't, because they don't have the kind of technology to leverage to do that. So yeah, some bank staff are collaborating, but I'm not talking about who is stealing that money. The bank staff are collaborating to do that because they've seen that there is no protection. The bank staff are taking advantage of the bank's vulnerability. They've seen that all these banks, that you can do a sharp runs and get away with it, and they start doing it. You don't do it here, because everything you do is can be, even if you like delete everything, they can. Do you know that a lot of things we delete can, for the past 5 years, in your phone, you have been deleting it for the past 5 years. If they want to do forensic, they can recall everything you have deleted from your phone. Do you know that, Mr. Coker?
Yes, I've heard something like that, but
It's
I
not
didn't
about.
know.
It's not
I didn't know
about
it
you.
could go as far as 5 years.
Yeah, and what do they use to do all these things? Python. It has the speed of going to the extent of getting everything you've deleted. Forensics. This is what they use for all this data forensics. All this FBI, this and that. They leverage on this technology. This is where the data science is really doing their work. Data scientists, they do a lot of, a lot of things, which I myself have not gotten to that stage, but it's something which I'm looking at over time when I want to. It's not for money making, it's just for to be there, to know some small thing. Do my PhD in data science, So I've given you some instances. If you want more, or do you have more questions?
It's okay. Thank you. I will allow others ask their questions. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Any more questions?
Well, no from my side, sir.
Okay. All right. The other thing I want to say is that we see all these technologies. We should not get intimidated when we start hearing this, because they are just simple. It's just that we don't use them and we don't even aspire to use them. They are not as difficult as people talk about, make it seems. They are not, and they're always available for us to use. So these are some of the things you might want to be playing around, play around. And so by the time we finish, you can start exploring more, join communities. When you join communities, network, try to know more, and you find out that you start getting to where you never expect. And I like to be where things are happening, even if I'm not using it, let me be identified as one of those who are there, like a data analyst, data scientist, those are behind all these top AIs. That is it. We that come from humble background, that is the gateway to our own riches. If we want, if you get it well, get your children well, then for sure, you guys are going to be the next generation of billionaires. I'm not lying. All right. Thank you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
Thank you.
I'm still waiting. Oh.
You're waiting.
Mr. Charles, I have more people. Oh.
Okay. I said something, but you can. Okay, let's talk about it. if you want. Yeah.
Sir?
Yeah, we can talk about it if
Okay.
you want.
Like I already have like 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I told them data 70, then PMBA 50. So that like why I should just plead with you.
Let me stop this recording and we
Okay.
can